All right, Coach, we're going to start with Kellen Olson, and he'll be followed by Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Monty, franchise record, 25 threes. Things got a bit close there in the fourth. How would you assess the way the game went?
We love getting wins. We'll never, ever lose sight of how important it is to win a game. But that was not the standard of consistency and level of play that we expect around here. Defensively, we gave up 62 points in the second half. And in the second half, we scored 45 points. You know, the approach to today was not at the level that it's got to be for us to be the team that we need to be. And so, yeah, we hit some threes, but we gave a team confidence when we could have put them away. And as happy as I am about the win, I understand this league a lot. And we just have to be better in those moments when you have a chance to put a team away. We just didn't do that well tonight.
You mentioned approach. Was it something that you saw earlier today in the day in terms of just the way the entire day went? Was there something specific?
We have to understand that the teams are going to come at us every night. Okay, that's the deal. We're getting everybody's best. And so you have to be at your best. And so that's the approach that we have. We're the hunted now in so many ways. And it's different for this group, but we have to understand that. And our guys did. You know, I asked them how they felt. They felt the same way I did. And so our approach tomorrow has to be at a higher level in every facet of the game.
Next is Dwayne Rankin and then Brendan Clean.
Yeah, Coach, I was going to ask something similar to that, but I'll go a little different route. I thought in the stretch in the fourth quarter where Aiden got involved offensively and kind of helped stem the tide. What'd you think of that little stretch? Because
yeah, I mean, he had some his pressure on the rim. I've said it since I've been here is instrumental in our productivity on offense. And, you know, he got some lobs around the basket, and just him being there opens it up on the backside for us. So I thought DA in that aspect was pretty good. So we have to have that tomorrow for sure, but at a higher level in the other environments of our offense.
And Coach, when you're watching the game, and I saw a couple of times where you threw your hands up and it was like you see it coming with them making that comeback. How much of it are you just want to just burst over there, but realizing, hey, these guys will have to go through this kind of mess to fully understand what it means to finish games like this?
You'd rather go through it with a win for sure. And I don't want to let that get in the way. But I've always said this to our guys. I'm always concerned with how we play. I feel like if we play the right way, we'll win more games than not. And there was just some inconsistencies versus their Reds on offense. And then defensively, we did not handle their screening tonight. They were screening and slipping to the basket, and they were getting, layups, or we were fouling those guys because we were late in our help. So, I'm always concerned with how we play, because I feel like if we play the right way, it'll take care of everything.
Next, we'll go to Brendan Clean and then Christos Saltis.
Hey, Monty, kind of along those lines, I guess. The bench in that back-to-back last week had some ups and downs, but the past two, they've kind of had the ball moving, high assist totals, making shots. Is it that you identify as why that's been different, the ball movement and shot making, or is there something you're seeing that was the difference between those two games versus these two games?
No, they've not only have they moved the ball, they've made shots, like you said, but defensively they've been a lot better. I feel like that group understands on both ends that they need each other. The communication is at a high level. Jevon gives us pressure on the ball, which really helps take away the offensive rhythm as far as the shot clock is concerned. Cam Johnson's done a really good job staying in front of different guys who have the ball. Dario, a lot of times he's outmatched from an athleticism standpoint, but he talks on defense, does a decent job of staying in front of the ball against smaller guys. And Torrey's been pretty good as far as guarding multiple positions. So that group just plays with a great effort, but it's a team effort. They just know they need each other.
Final two are Christos Saltis and Dwayne Rankin.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win. I would like to ask you from your perspective, how useful is the second half for you to work to get better as a team about the rest of the season, and how you like the way that you close the game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, every coach is always concerned with that, Christos. It's a good question. You want to be able to, I've always termed it, get better every month and be able to look at yourself after 10 games or every month and see your improvements or your deficiencies and show your players, show your team, and evaluate that. As far as closing the game, that kind of stuff happens in the NBA, but I thought we had an opportunity to put the team away. And I look at, us scoring 45 points in the second half. That was a sign that we weren't playing the typical Suns basketball that we're all accustomed to.
Final question is Dwayne Rankin.
I know we've asked you a lot about how the game ended and things of that nature, but I'd be remiss if I didn't ask about Jae Crowder going 8 for 12 from three and what you were seeing him as far as that first half where you guys hit 7 threes to end the quarter and he hit 5 of them.
Well, I mean, Jay's a beneficiary of the ball movement and playing point 5. So, he should be screaming like me to play that way because he gets those shots on the back end. It's obviously a huge thing for us to have him make shots because we need guys to make shots with Chris, Book, and DA playing in their pick and rolls. Mikhail and Cam Johnson and Jay and JC, all of our shooters should be licking their chops when those guys are playing in certain environments.
All right, Jevon, we're going to start with Dwayne Rankin, and then we'll have Kellen Olson.
Yeah, Jevon, it was another game of shoot the ball, and you obviously, took some shots tonight. Coach said before the game that you should be happy that a coach is telling you to shoot the ball. I guess how do you take that of a coach actually literally telling you to shoot the ball?
It's good to hear. I just got to be confident, go out there, take the shots when I'm open, and shoot the ball.
And just to follow, I know you're a guy that likes to, to finish strong. And what was it like seeing it unfold tonight where you guys didn't finish the way you guys are capable of?
Definitely wasn't fun to watch. It wasn't fun to be a part of. But, I mean, it's hard to win in this league. And you got to do what you got to do to win. And that's what we did.
Next is Kellen Olson and then David Brandt.
Jevon, when they got it down to 5, you guys were able to get the cushion back up a bit and get the win. Can you tell us what those huddles have been like in the second half of some of these games where you guys have led by a lot, they've come back, but then you guys have still been able to close out?
We just got hoopers. When stuff gets tight, guys come ready. You know what I'm saying? It'd be better if we didn't get ourselves in those positions, but I mean, it happens. And guys respond.
Next, we'll go to David Brandt with the AP.
Hey, Jevon, is it hard? I mean, I know it's a good thing to make all those 3-pointers, obviously, but is it hard to not fall in love with it and to kind of get out of your, not you personally, but just the team in general, just get out of an offensive rhythm and start doing things that you're really not accustomed to?
I mean, we just try to play good basketball, just try to make the right plays, take the right shots. That's just our offense. We get shots, we go inside. I feel like we got a good mixture. And tonight they was just falling.
Next is Dwayne Rankin and then Christos Saltis.
Speaking of just falling, seeing Jay go bonkers from 3 in that first half, 8 of 9. What was that like seeing a guy ultimately just catch complete fire in the first half?
It's fun to watch for sure. Love to see my man Jay out there hooping, man. Definitely was fun to watch. And hopefully we can do it again tomorrow.
Next, we'll go to Christos Saltis from Greece.
Hello, Jevon. Hope you're doing well. You mentioned before that you're a good team. How good team is the Phoenix Suns this season? From your perspective.
How good are we? As good as we want to be.
All right, final question is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
I kept looking and I've been meaning to ask this and I'm like, when am I gonna get around to this? Your shirt, can you explain that to the people?
Oh yeah, treadmill mentality, man. Never stop. Simple as that. Never stop. Keep it going.
I just wanted to make sure. I kept looking in my head. I'm like, I want to ask, and I'm like thinking of other stuff. I'm like, can you explain that treadmill mentality? What is that exactly? I know you said never stop, but just give it a little bit more explanation on that.
We all have down days. We all have high days. But no matter what, I just keep going. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow, everything could be totally different. So the past is the past. You got to keep it going. Always give 110%, 120%. Just give your max effort and don't stop.
Thanks, Jevon.
All right, Jay, first up is going to be Kellen Olson and then Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Jay, not many guys who have been in the league as long as you hit their career high for threes in the first half. You got to 7 in the first half. You wind up with 8 in the first half. How was it just feeling it like that, shooting it like that?
I mean, it felt good, obviously. I was in a rhythm there. Wish I could have kept it going in the second half, but, that's the way the game goes. But it felt great just to be able to just get into a rhythm there early and get a lead going into the halftime.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin and then Gina Mizell.
I'll stick with that theme. You guys hit 7 straight threes at the end of the half, and you hit 5 of those. A, did you even know that? And B, you talk about rhythm. At what point in the game were you like, this could be one of those nights where I really get it going?
Yeah, I did not know we hit 7 straight at the end of the half. I didn't know I hit 5 of them. But I know we were playing good offensively, but defensively we were just a couple of mistakes. We could have been up 30 instead of 20 going into the half. But that's just us trying to be the best we can be. But I feel like I don't know. I didn't really realize what type of night it was up until like a couple threes right before halftime. When I checked back in right before the half, I knew I had it going a little bit when I hit my first one coming in, checking in right before the halftime. So that's when I knew. Later in the second quarter, I knew I had it going a little bit.
Real quick follow, Coach. I know you guys obviously got the win, but Coach was obviously frustrated that you guys didn't finish the way you're capable of. What was the message or mood or what things maybe you personally said the guys or what was said afterwards in regards to that?
Well, we just feel like we can close the game better as a group. We just feel like we let those guys just stick around, and we just felt like we knew we was going to win the game. But we're playing for a bigger purpose. We're playing for a bigger goal and end goal. And I feel like we felt like the effort to close the game wasn't where it needs to be. We was holding ourselves to our standard that we're capable of playing it. And that's all the message was. It wasn't good enough, and we have a chance to just obviously get better from this and get it and go at it tomorrow.
Next is Gina Mizell and then David Brandt.
Hey, Jay, to kind of go off that last question, you've been in the league a long time. You know how hard it is to win any game, and Monty talks about that all the time too. So to, I guess, have the opportunity to have lessons while still winning games, does that feel like a luxury, or I guess how beneficial is that, okay, we're winning games, but we're still finding these things that we can pick apart and improve throughout the season?
Very helpful, very beneficial for us, especially our group. Just always trying to learn, trying to put our best foot forward each and every day, each and every game. I feel like whether we win or lose, there's always stuff you can work on. And we're aware of that. Our coaching staff do a good job of keeping us locked in on that. And as players, we got to continue to hold each other accountable on that end of the game. So we definitely feel like win or lose is definitely beneficial for us to just try to learn from our mistakes in games and try to fix them and correct them for the next opponent. So it's definitely helpful for our group.
Next, we'll go to David Brandt and then Christos Saltis.
Hey, Jay, you hear about shooters sometimes. They say when they get on a roll, like, the hoop gets huge or, the game slows down for them. What's it like for you? Like, what happens? Like, what's that stretch like?
It's like a flick of the wrist. It's like repetition. All the things I've been working on just comes to play, and it's just very fluid. I feel like it's just happening very naturally, very easy. Obviously, yeah, the hoop does look bigger in my eyes when you got it going, but it's just repetition, man. Just stepping into it with confidence, knowing that your work is paying off, and just trusting it. And I just feel like the fight of the ball is going to take what it's going to take. But repetition, just leading up to the shot prep, being ready, always being ready, locked and loaded, playing off of my teammates, and trying to find my rhythm there. But when I got it going, obviously the hoop did feel a little bigger tonight.
Final question is Christos Saltis from Greece.
Hello, Jay. Congratulations on the win and performance as well.
Thank you.
Tonight's first half was the best first half of your career so far. Did you notice as that? And also, how good is this team this season from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, that was a good first half for me, but I felt like I've had some good ones. I didn't know that was my best one, but I'll take it. But how good are we? I think our sky's the limit. It's however good we want to be. I feel like we can beat any and everybody in this league, but it's you got to respect your opponent at all times. We don't do a good job of just respecting our opponent at all the times. I feel like then that can come back and bite us in the butt a little bit once we come into these games with these lesser opponent teams in a sense. But we're all professionals and we do have to respect our opponents. So how good we can be is up to us. I honestly feel that way. We got to continue to put the work in each and every day, and the sky's the limit. I don't want to put a cap on us because I play for one thing, and that's for a championship. I don't play for stats. I don't play for anything other than getting to the playoffs and playing for it all. So that's my goal. That's where I'm gonna say our sky is.
All right, Cam, we're going to start with Dwayne Rankin.
Hey, Cam, you guys set a season high for threes with 25. Watching Jay go nuts in that second quarter, what was that like? And what was it like as a group overall to be that hot from three?
It's cool. It's cool watching somebody get hot like that. I mean, he prepares so much. He shoots the ball well in practice. It's good to see it pay off in the game. He's been shooting the ball at a really high clip all season. It's always cool to see him get hot. And as a team, it's fun when shots are falling. The game is definitely a little bit easier and a lot more fun.
Right. And just the quick follow, we talked to you about in practice, after practice, getting up threes. How much is that benefit for a night like this when you're doing that kind of competitive three-point shooting during practice?
There's a cumulative effect to those shooting drills after practice, to those competitions. And it benefits every day, it benefits every game. You build upon it. You find consistency. You find things that you kind of checkpoints on your jump shot. And that helps into games like today and every game, every practice. And that's just, all of us have been shooting the ball and working on it for 20 plus years now. So just building good habits and hoping they translate over to the game.
Next is Gina Mizell and then Christos Saltis.
Hey, Cam, I know that finish to the game is not what you guys would have wanted, even though you still obviously pulled off and came out with the win. But I asked Jay the same question, just the fact that you know how hard it is to get any win in this league. And Monty always talks about being thankful for every win. But the fact that you guys are you're getting a bunch of wins, but still are able to kind of nitpick and really hone in on things like, hey, we can still get better here, we can still get better there. Just how beneficial is that for you guys at this point in the season?
They say this all the time, but there's a big difference between being good and reaching those next levels. And we're trying to reach those next levels because it would be a shame to just be satisfied with becoming complacent with just winning games in whatever fashion. We want to play our style. We want to do what we do and do it effectively and do it every day, do it every possession of every game. And so in games like today, when you kind of stray away from it, we really got to bring it back together. And all we can do now is focus on the next one and build our habits and execute our habits every possession the next game. And we're really looking to become better than just good. And that's where the nitpicking, so to speak, comes into play.
What are the biggest things you guys feel like you strayed away from or maybe got away from it and just kind of down the stretch to let them come back a little bit?
It's a style thing. It's a style and energy. When we bring force and we play our way, but the way it showed up today was we weren't getting stops, and they were getting out and they're scoring in bunches. And when we kind of buckle down and execute what we need to execute defensively, move the ball, move our bodies on offense, good things happen. And when we kind of lay off the gas and give them a little bit of life, bad things happen. And it was a classic, doing that in the second half there. But we just obviously need to be better in that. I love winning. So, wins are good, but we need to just do it in a little bit better of a fashion.
Final question is Christos Saltis from Greece.
Hello, Cameron. Congratulations on the win. How could you explain the two phases of the game tonight? You have a great first half and not so good second half. How could you explain that, and what would you like to improve from your second half?
Like I just said, just the execution and continuing to play with force, all 48. Not kind of punching the team and then letting them get back up. What we need to do in those situations, obviously, is punch them again. And we didn't really do that today. Fortunately, we did come out with the win, but that's not always the case, when you let a team kind of get life and get momentum in the second half. And, this is the NBA. Teams are good. Teams have good players. Teams can make runs. So we need to be cognizant of that and play our style, all 48.